conversation we just did a second ago. Myles Garrett coming to the team. Is it too much money? Or the other side of that conversation was, would it become his team? Is that why we're hesitant? Because it's 97's team, and we expect 97 to be the TJ Watt, the JJ Watt, the insert Micah Parsons type player here. Well, here's Aidan Hutchinson talking about the potential to play with Myles Garrett.
Hey, I mean, Myles, if me and Myles were to pair up, that would be deadly.
I don't know if we've seen anything like it.
I know. I was talking to him. We were at the honors, and we were just talking about what could be, and although it's probably unlikely, I think I would be thrilled to play next to him if it were to happen. But yeah, I mean, our whole D line would be like just totally elevated, and we would. That'd be a scary defensive line, and we get along too. I think I've seen him these last few years at different things. He texted me after I got hurt, which I don't know, it was just a cool thing. Like guys outside of your own team who reach out to you. I think so. I think he's a good dude, and if he does, great. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But that would be awesome.
That would be.
And we want to thank what is it? The squeeze. You know what? Okay, I was looking at that as rhetoric in the conversation. We appreciate the squeeze on YouTube. So a lot of the individuals that cheer for the Lions fans, they're worried about the dynamic. Is it going to be this? Does it come his team? You heard it from Aidan Hutchinson himself. He's looking at it more if a potential move as an individual that he's talked to via phone, he's shared conversation with, he's seen in person. He also sees how great a player Myles Garrett is, and now he's watched. He's watched from last year when he played, and the defense just wasn't quite there. This year, to where defense was injured, but still some learning curves, he'd be welcome to the move. Is this just player speak, or is this something that's really going on behind the scenes?
I think that's nothing but
player
fan speak,
gotcha.
To be quite honest with you, because I don't want to insult Hutchinson by comparing him to LeBaby. But Luka's not in L.A. right now saying, this is my team. He knows whose team that is. Hutchinson, this is a Michigan guy. I mean, he's absolutely embraced. He was the star of Hard Knocks. And he was on his way to a Defensive Player of the Year, period. There's no debate. Yeah. So I think that Myles, coming from Cleveland, you might speak on this. He's just happy to get the hell out of there. When you went to New York, did you think, hey, this is my team?
No.
Exactly. So
but to that point, I knew I was the best wide receiver on the team.
Sure.
But the other part of it is what Aidan alluded to. I was the best wide receiver on the team. I knew that, but I knew that I had escaped.
Yeah.
Okay, I escaped Cleveland, so it had nothing to do with me being the best wide receiver on the team. I was so happy to be in a place that the vibe was winning, where people cared. Like, even I was cool with the like the chefs, the kitchen staff. Like I always say, the training staff, even the janitors. Who think the janitor recently, or the oh my God, what did we just watch championship wise?
Saquon Barkley and the Water Boy.
Saquon, the guy in the studio, he bought a car to, not the studio, but the janitor.
Did you see the video of him on the parade? He sees like one of their water boys, goes over, hugs him, and pulls him out and walks with him in the parade.
Let's just stick with that. That's how I was with the Jets. I was like, no, everybody's cool, but everybody was. And so when you come to a whole new environment, you're just excited to be in an environment. And I looked up, the environment cared about winning. So then I was able to sacrifice everything. Like I didn't care if there was a game where they didn't pass me the ball, because the game isn't catch touchdowns, the game is win. And I think once you see that in a situation, in an organization, that's not the case, when you get to one of those, i.e. Myles Garrett, to whatever team he comes to next, like Myles knows he's the best player, but he knows it ain't about that. It's about W's, and I use ain't for a fact.
And I think it's perfectly comparable to what happened to you. You guys both languished with a franchise that had no interest in truly winning. When I think about an offensive line and a defensive line, I don't think Penei Sewell's out there, I'm the best offensive lineman out of the 5. I don't think that. I think that they want to maul every single defense they face. A defensive line,
you don't have to say it.
And a defensive line on the other side of that coin, they don't care who gets the sack. They want to just absolutely harass that quarterback all 60 minutes. And when you add some more guys in there, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, Hutch wants his double-digit sacks, and Myles Garrett wants his double-digit sacks. But if you win a championship and you each have 8 sacks, and a quarterback after quarterback, week after week, are on the run and on their backs, you've been doing your job. So I think that it's all fan speak. There's so much. I mean, it's such a polarizing subject right now. People want the trade. They don't want the trade. They're worried about the contract. Can he fit? Why is he going here? What's the cost? It just comes down to the fit and getting out of where he is. He's going to be happy to go anywhere. If he comes to the Lions, he'll be ecstatic. Some people will be upset because of the capital we gave up. But at the end of the day, if we get 20-plus sacks out of those two guys and we're one of the best pass rush teams in the league, it'll all be a good thing.
It all, yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that one, Anson. But again, I was saying, to you guys earlier, I'm with Ryan Ermanni and the F them picks things regarding Myles Garrett because of how dangerous he is. And also, Braylon, you also mentioned something very interesting. I think it was on Monday. You guys have to remember that Myles Garrett is extremely hungry for a Super Bowl title. And if you're bringing in not only a very, very talented man, but a very talented and determined, maybe / angry man who really wants to just, take that Super Bowl trophy away from you, I'd be willing to pay any price to get a gladiator like that on my team. And you make a good point, Anson, because they have to find some way to get 97, some help on that side. And once they do, and they get the bookends together, and you all of a sudden cannot run on the Lions, it's over. I'll see you at the Super Bowl parade. We'll have 2 days of fun, because that's what's going to happen once you can do what you need to do to get Myles Garrett. And if Hutch is all in, I'm in. It sounds like they have a good relationship, too, from what he said on the squeeze from YouTube.
I think if Zadarius started this past season with the Lions instead of Marcus Davenport, none of us would be clamoring for Myles Garrett, to be quite honest with you. And I know he's a future Hall of Famer and a stud, premier defender in the league, but I truly believe a healthy line, you wouldn't be clamoring for this guy right now.
Yeah, to your point, you don't clamor for what you don't need. NFL franchise tag period is open till March 4th. Does that do anything for anybody in here?
Kirby Joseph could happen. Kirby Joseph could happen.
One. Fair enough. Number 1 ranked safety this year by Pro Football Focus.
Ziggy Ansah was the last tagged Lions player back in 2018.
2013?
2018.
18, I'm sorry. Yep. 13 was his first.
Yes. 13 was his first.
Okay.
2018, yes.
So, Kirby Joseph. Yeah, that's a really good one. Going safety market would probably be somewhere around, 15? 15 a year?
Up to 18, I would say the highest.
Okay. Projected franchise and transition tenders. Here we go by Ted Seth. Still so funny that the NFL lumped
17-1.
Okay, I wasn't too far off. Mr. 17-5, that's what they used to call me. So funny that the NFL lumps in outside linebackers, edge rushers, to linebacker franchise tag.
They got him at
15.5. The possibility of any off-ball linebacker getting tagged.
Yep. So that's just what
you were right on
prices
with that
are for position.
Holy, Oh, transition tag.
Yep.
22.
Now, I think these numbers do change with the changing of the NFL salary cap as well. So add $20 million to those.
Well, no, that's when the 2025 projected. When did that come out?
That was from yesterday. So so it would include. Yeah, so it's all actually those numbers are good.
Because I'm looking at it here and it's a little bit old and it jumped from 17 to 19. So that's that percentage right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that should be good, and that goes through March 4th.
Yep. Kirby Joseph, definitely a name to watch out for the March 4th. But then again, it goes back to who Brad Holmes has been. He's shown us, if you get drafted by me, if you do what we expect or think you're going to do, we're going to reward you. So that would go against what Brad Holmes has done. Because to franchise him, now I have to have a conversation as Kirby Joseph. You didn't franchise Amon-Ra. You didn't franchise Penei Sewell. Now that leads into something else. So it'll be interesting.
Well, and with him, it's a guy that led the league in interceptions. Yeah. If he comes back and he does that again,
even if he's third,
you pay him. Yeah. But if he comes back and has a 2 or 3, now his tag or his number comes down, maybe you still sign him.
Yeah.
You let him test free agency. There's a lot of question marks for this team and the salary cap after this season. So anybody that you can kind of sneak through and then reassess after we win a Super Bowl, that's the way to go, I think.
speaking of reassessing, speaking of the Super Bowl, Pete, why don't you tell us about Caesar, how you can make bets today or even